checking out the Central Island chain in the Federal Dependencies of Venezuela. A kind of a simulated maritime patrol. Having said which, there's no shipping around at the moment, which is kind of unusual. Righto, that's the western end of this chain. Let's head back to the east. Great sounds in this aircraft. When you engage the burner, you get a nice low, ominous rumble. There's a vacuum cleaner type whine, there's a hiss, and there's a jet thunder all going on at once. Fantastic. Righto, let's go and land. Turning to downwind. Looking for 600 feet, 250 knots, and heading 250 at about the rock. I'm going to get the speed up a little bit this time. There's our heading, close enough. Turning to final. Dropping gear. Landing lights on. Backing off on the throttle now, throttle to idle. Three greens, feels good. Flaps auto. Trim is auto. I really want to not bounce this time. I think I'll try that again. Gear up, tap the brakes, gear up.
Roll right, roll right.
Yep, I've aborted that landing, going round. Mind you, I didn't tell anybody. Let's try again. Okay, throttle to idle. Waiting for 250, gear down. Let's try to get a better line up this time. Right. Looks better.
Power.
Yep, I know there's a car there. That's close. Still wonky on the landing. Dagnabbit. Going around. Gear up. Wow. Really off my game today, more than usual. Right, gears up. I'm going to blame the car. Yeah, it's actually using my helmet mounted sight. Yeah, looks like he's gone. Okay. Round we go. Gonna come out much further this time. So I'm still 100 degrees off, 90 degrees, gear down. I think one of the problems here, it's deceptive because you can only see about 1/3 of the runway, the rest is behind those trees. So you don't get a lot of information visually to line up with, it's my excuse anyway. Right, this looks better. Take it easy. Let's try to be level this time at least. Still on one wheel. Reverse thrust. Could it be something in the runway? I'm going to try landing the other way, but I'm sure it's just me. Righto, we're doing a very short takeoff in the Gripen and checking out the central island chain. Full throttle, toe brakes off. Rotating 120, tap the brakes, gear up. So we're heading northeast, we'll do a continuous right turn till we're heading southwest. Okay, there we go, pretty much on track. Let's go to the camera view out there. So there's our island chain. Gorgeous colours. Pretty dense bush on that island, and a few buildings here. Wonder what they're on about. Fishing or something, I guess. Interesting. Righto, that's the western end. Let's turn back. Beautiful. Righto, now I'm back up the eastern side of the flight plan to Grand Rock. There it is at 10 o'clock. Righto, let's go downwind, looking for 600 feet, 250 odd knots, and heading 250 at the rock here. So we're really fast, altitude's good. heading's pretty good. I'm just going to power through the turn this time, full idle. Looking for heading 07, drop the gear at 250. Gear down. And just slow the turn a lot. And let's tap the speed brake, I think. That should do. Try to get lined up nicely. Slow down a bit more. Here we come. Gear is down. Now try not to bounce. Still bounced. Badly. Wow. Obviously I got too much bank angle on when I touched down, I'd say. Alright, got to keep working on that, but anyway, it was a nice look at the central island change in the Federal Dependencies of Venezuela. Okay, a short demo flight, and we're going to explore the central island chain. After a short takeoff, very short, tap the wheels, gear up. Very cool. Let's continue southwest.
MiGMan 007, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
I can do a golf copy.
Tower MiGMan 007 frequency change.
So as you can see, we're just east of the runway, airport, and I'm turning south in a westerly direction. And here it is at 1 o'clock, the east end of this central island chain. Let's check it out. Let's go to the probably external camera. Let's rotate that around. Yep, let's take a run. This has probably got the biggest land masses in the whole chain of islands, I think. Very glary today. It's 15:36 hours. Quite humid. Temperature 32 degrees. Probably see better when we turn around and come back. Righto, so that's about the end of this central chain. Let's do a U-turn. Let's have a look. Yeah, we can see much better. Not flying into the sun. Nice. So quite a few spots here you could land a bush aircraft. and certainly a helicopter. So it's about a 10-mile long stretch of land, this one. I guess you'd call it a long island or a kind of peninsula. It's got a large lagoon at the east end, which we're about 2 miles out from. Beautiful watercolours, look at that. Fantastic. Here's the lagoon. Fantastic. Yeah, very glary in that direction. Righto, and then we head northeast, and you can already see Grand Rock in front of us. So it's all in visual range. Really nice area to explore. Right, let's go back and land. Across the airport midfield on this occasion. No, we won't. We'll cross it at the easterly end. Now we'll fly downwind. Look for 600 feet, 250 knots, we're heading 25 at the Grand Rock. A bit low. Heading's not too bad, the speed's a bit slow. Right, let's keep the speed on a bit as we drop the gear. And start a slow turn to heading 07. I'll back off now. Okay, 3 greens, gears down, landing lights are on, still on. Fuel is good. Speed's pretty good. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Okay, throttling back, fly it down, always bounce, reverse thrust. Yeah, I'm still bouncing. Okay, that's on me. Keep trying. Anyway, we had a brief look at the central chain, island chain. I'll come back when the low clouds dissipate and we'll get a better look at the colours. Continuing with our short takeoff and landing demos. $60, $70, $80, $90, $100, rotating, climbing out, tap the brakes, gear up, pull out of burner, and we'll turn to downwind. Looking for 600 feet and about 250 knots. As we go past the rock, the Grand Rock. Hopefully on a heading of about 250. Yeah, we're going to nearly get there this time. There's our runway, we're just passing the threshold, or abeam the threshold now. Let's drop the gear and start a slow turn to final. Gear down. around we go. Easy does it. It's a very relaxed turn for a fighter jet, this one. But the rock is such a great visual landmark for the landing. I think we should use it. Now let's get the line up right. This is the hardest bit for me. Slowing up, tap the brakes. Speed's not bad, a little bit high, but I just want to nail the line up if I can. There's a truck on the runway. What the hell? Go around, go around. Tap the brakes, gear up. Wow. Well, that was kind of cool. Yeah, I think he's gone now, but wow. Righto, repeat. Looking for that rock. There it is. It's such a fun place to practice circuits because of that rock. Makes it so easy to know where to turn. The runway itself can be quite hard to see, I found. Right, very slow at the moment. Altitude not bad. Speed's coming up. Let's keep it coming up as we turn to final. So there's our reciprocal heading there. Got another 180 degrees to turn, so slow up. So this time I left the power on quite a bit longer. Drop the gear. Yeah, I think it's a better decision. So full idle now, gears down, flaps are auto, landing lights are on. Let's get in the HUD. Okay, that's what I'll do in future, leave the power on as I go
Tower
past.
Cessna November 625601 miles north, 300 feet to land.
She's loud.
Cessna November 62560 tower. Altimeter 29er, 2, wind 108 at 1 tree. Make left downwind runway 07.
No cars, we're good.
Cessna 560, follow the on-short final. Wind
And
108
reverse
at 1
thrust.
tree. Clear to land runway 07.
Still pretty ropey landing, but it's getting better. One small step for mankind. Well, a man, whatever the quote is. Heaps of fun and unexpected go around. Something I love about this
Cessna
sim.
560, please acknowledge.
The random events. Super cool. Taking off from Grand Rock in the Federal Dependencies of Venezuela. Rotating at 120. Tap the brakes, gear up.
MiGMan 007, continue for east departure.
Tower MiGMan 007 continue for east departure.
Okay, let's see if we can land from this camera view. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Speed's 130.
Power.
It might be okay, I think. Yep, throttle back. Oop, we're down. Reverse thrust. Power up. Onto the grass, as seems to be usual for me at the moment here. But we are down. Cool. We're doing a takeoff and circuit and landing at Grand Rock. Knots. Oh, stay on the runway. Oh, too late. Tap the brakes. Gear up. Out of burner. 250 knots. Climb to 600 feet. And turning to downwind. Or in this case, upwind, since I took off with the wind actually this time. Right, now we'll turn to downwind. Right, 250 knots, getting back to 600 feet, looking for about heading 250 roughly. Then we'll do a slow turn to final on runway 07. Round we go. Let's get the gear down. Looks good. Okay, there's the runway. Going way fast at the moment. Tap the speed brake. .140 knots. See how we go here. I think we'll be okay. Get ready on reverse thrust. Touchdown. Oop, very shonky touchdown. And we're down. Cool. Coming into land at Gran Rock, runway 07. That'll be the Grand Rock there, I reckon. Gear down, throttle back. Very high this time. get ready for that reverse thrust about now. Okay. Whew. All over the shop, but we're in one piece. Going to fly the Gran Tour at grand speed and grand altitude to get an overview of this lovely area. Off we go. And up we go. Tap the brakes, gear up. I'm going to go right over the top. Cancel the burner. And why am I pointing the wrong direction? Get my bearings here. Righto, so we're heading north east. I want to go west. So we'll be coming back that way. Anyway, we can get our altitude sorted out. We'll go a bit higher. We can probably see the whole island group from one spot, I think. If we get high enough here. Right, so there's our airport. And right now we're heading in the correct direction. So let's keep climbing, maybe 5,000 feet I'm thinking. As we head to the west-southwest. And we'll go to the wing cam. Right, it's panned to the south. Yep, you can see, well, we're at 4,000 feet and you can see the southeast corner, which will be waypoint 3. There's waypoint 2 out that away. Waypoint 1 will be 12 o'clock. So yeah, you can see the whole island group from, we're at 4,600 now. And you can see the whole group. It looks great too. So it looks like there's some higher ground in that central chain, which some boats there too, I think. I haven't not explored that central east-west chain yet. So I'll come back in probably in the chopper and have a look at that. Meantime, let's continue around the course. So I've only created one flight plan for this entire country because, as you can see it, the whole thing from any point on the circumference. It certainly looks gorgeous. So the idea being to fly visually, fly around the circumference, you know where the cardinal points are, and then just go explore. Fantastic. Right, I'll crank it up a bit. So there's our first waypoint, the Blue Key. punch it outside again. Beautiful. Fabulous. FAB. Now turning to the southeast, we're going to find a small airport. There it is. And then you can already see beyond it, we're at 2,700 feet, you can see the waypoint 2. It's very obvious. It's the westernmost point of that long peninsula, I guess you'd call it. So here's the airport right underneath us. Dos Mosquitos airstrip. Very cool. Let's go to that, pan that camera around a bit. That's a good view. Yep, here's waypoint 2. Lovely. Now we just follow this long isthmus to a lagoon at the far end. That's waypoint 3. Very simple. Look at that. Let's get some altitude again, keeping with the theme of this particular flight, which is to get the overview. Looking back to the north. Yeah, so there's that central land mass. Beautiful. 4,500 feet. There'd be the airport there, centre view in the distance. And here's the lagoon, waypoint 3. North again, let's look west. Stunning. And straight ahead is where we started from. Cool. The Grand Rock. Magnifique. Tap the brakes so we can get the gear down. Gear down. And around we come to a final. Tap the brake. Got 3 greens, feels good. And let's go braking. That's a pretty herky-jerky landing, this one.
Power.
Yeah, pretty long. Okay, we're down, reverse thrust. Landing on 2 wheels, but we're down. Whew, so there we go, an overview of the Federal Dependencies of Venezuela. Beautiful place. Righto, coming into do a touch and go at Gran Roques Airport. Right, let's just give it a bit more herbs. And as we turn to final, gear down. Beautiful weather. Three greens. Flaps auto, trim is auto. Tap brakes, brakes in. And do we get a touch yet? We got one there. Righto. No, that was kind of weird. Gear up. So it took quite a while to spool up. Okay. Right, interesting. Check my settings. Yeah, flaps are up. Gears up. Interesting. Okay, it's kind of scary. Try again. It is a scary aircraft, I have to say. I come around here about 250 knots and 600 feet. I'll drop the gear as soon as we get to 250 about now. Gear down. Okay, a bit herky-jerky at the end there, and slamming it down, reverse thrust. Still, all's well that ends well. some short takeoff and landings, and hopefully landings in the Gripen. Tap the brakes, gear up. Beautiful scenery here at Federal Dependencies of Venezuela in the Caribbean. Fantastic. Gear down. Yeah, look at that. I think I'm going to drive it in faster next time and not really let the speed drop off till I get to about this point in the turn to final. That's my new theory. Try it after this takeoff, after this touch and go, sorry. Getting very slow there. That's a reason. Funny how some of them work out well when you don't expect it. Okay, tap the brakes, gear up. Right, but this time I will try keeping the speed up to about 240 knots until I'm kind of established on the final heading. See how that works for me. This is 600 feet-ish, 250 knots, pretty close. Having great fun down here in the Caribbean. Right, so let's keep to say 240 and 600 feet. Let's drop the gear. Okay, so we've got the 240, too high, but okay, let's pull the throttle back now. Try to get lined up. Okay, I went wide this time. I'm going to tap the brake. Brake in. Kind of fly it all the way down, I guess. Brake out. Brake in. Not that good. Anyway, down we go. Reverse thrust on 2 wheels out of 3. Yep. And we've stopped. Whew. Well, fun and games. It's certainly an enjoyable process. Practicing short field takeoffs and obviously off-road operations in the JAS-39 Griffin. See if we can get off in this short distance. think we can. Toe brakes on. Afterburner. Yep, we're good. Tap the brakes, gear up. So I've just decreased the sensitivity X and Y to minus 60%, just to see if it's a bit less twitchy around the middle of the travel there. Might help me on landing. Let's see. So what, 250 knots, 600 feet, heading 25. Almost 600 feet, a little bit slow. Heading's 10 degrees out. It's good for me, by my standards. Righto, let's turn to final, throttle back. Gear down. Right, let's see how... well, I'm already feeling more control. I think that extra 10% helped. Anyway, we're not on the ground yet. Just touch the stick. That's good. It's probably my overcorrection habits as much as anything else. Very bad lineup. Yeah, let's go around again. On one wheel. Shocking. Gear up. I guess you could classify that as a stunt flying. But, nobody would believe it. Right, let's try again. Right, we've got the speed and altitude kind of nailed. Heading we'll fix in the turn, of course. Gear down. Throttle right back. Let's get our head in the HUD. Got 3 greens. Well, even if the landing ain't beautiful, the scenery certainly is. Look, was kind of better. Reverse thrust. Stayed on the runway for once. Well, practice makes perfect. Probably need just a lot more practice. Practicing touch and goes at the Gran Tour Airport. Short takeoff, up we go, tap the brakes, gear up, look at that beautiful water. Looking for 600 feet now, 250 knots. There's our altitude, speed's almost there. And we're almost on the heading I want, which is 25. At which point, let's start turning to final. Throttle's right back, keep the altitude up, gear down. Flaps are auto. Runways between the lagoon and the bunch of trees there. At the end of the beach, really. I think from memory it was about 6 degrees or 7 degrees alpha. We'll see. Yeah, we're 2. I think now we're on speed, I think. Yeah, 7 degrees-ish. Just juggling the throttle a bit. Might try not to touch the stick. Come on. I had to touch it a bit there. And touch down, reverse thrust. Not very elegant, but we got the job done. Righto, let's do it again. Tap the brakes, gear up.
Pull up. Pull up.
Gears up. I'm going to try a tighter approach this time. Turn to final about halfway up the island, top of this green hill. See how that works. Yeah, about here. Gear down. Three greens. Yeah, that'll work, but it requires that I don't jiggle around on this turn. Still getting used to the very delicate controls I've got here now.
Power.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Right, let's put it down. Reverse thrust. Once I get onto the grass, but righto. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of smoke out there. Probably looks spectacular from the tower though. Cool. Okay, 6 AM, we're going to do a very short takeoff and hopefully a landing. Up we go, tap the brakes, gear up. Fantastic colours. Right, I want 600 feet here, 250 knots and heading 25. I've got 2 out of 3. Righto, gear down. Oops, a bit fast. Gears coming down now. Thank you, computer. Turning to final. Alright, let's take it very light on the controls. Boy, it's hard to see that runway, but I've got it dialed into my HSI, so I know I'm about 30 degrees off heading at the moment. The threshold's got to be just next to those trees, I think. Boy, it is hard to see. No, it's not those trees. It's righto. Now I know it's next to the other lagoon. Righto. Go around, try again. Gear up.
Check gear.
Thank you. Righto, looking for 600 feet again. Knots and heading 250 past that headland. Way too high. It's really hard keeping ahead of the aircraft, I gotta say, but it's fun. 20 degrees to the right. We're kind of on altitude and we're too slow, so 1 out of 3. Let's go around, or rather turn to final, and gear coming down. Right, so we're looking for just to the right of the lagoon is our threshold. Throttle's right back, speed brakes in, gears down, 3 greens, fuel is good. Yeah, you can't even see it. Anyway, we'll trust it's in there and turn to heading 07. Just see the piano bars now. So coming in too fast. Wow, that's dark. Righto, come on, touchdown, touchdown. Is that down? It's hard to tell. Phew. Alright, maybe I should try it again with a little bit more sunlight. Okay, we're going to do a scramble takeoff, fly to waypoint 3. And return to base. If I can line up on the runway, of course. There we go. Up we go. Tap the brakes, gear up. Look at that, beautiful. As we head to waypoint 3 at the southeast. simulated ballistic bomb drop, I think. If I can find the target, should be this lagoon. Yep, that tree right in the middle. That's where the waypoint is. Well, a bit too shallow for a bomb drop. Let's do a strafing run. Simulated. Now, camera. Camera.
Pull up. Pull up.
Probably got a shot off. And now back to base. Gorgeous lighting. Right, let's get down to 600 feet. Do a run up the runway and then come back and land. Actually, we won't from this direction. We'll just do a left-hand circuit to land. Just the runway on the left. Can we get permission to land? We won't worry about it now, actually. We'll pretend we're radio silent. That's what we'll do. Gear down. Stealth mission, yeah. Three greens. Feels good. Plenty of energy. Altitude's good, not too low for once. Let's try to line up. Okay, we're getting it. Not too bad this time. Now let's try not to flare and bounce and balloon all over the place.
Power. Power.
Like about there. Okay, jeez, I did it again. We're down, reverse thrust. I really got to work on that. Anyway, in a cloud of smoke, we've landed. Mission accomplished. Cool. Doing a short takeoff into the sun, and we'll do a loop over the top, fly a left-hand circuit, and try to land with some degree of elegance. Right, let's go. Tap the brakes, gear up. Let's go over the top. About 4 Gs there. Throttle back. Beautiful. What a great aircraft. Whoa. My stomach just flipped. That's awesome. Right, we're looking for about 600 feet in the pattern. Around about there. That's good. Oh, overshot, of course. Try to keep 250 knots. And we'll turn to heading 25. Oh, look at that sunset. Spectacular. So I want to go around that headland about heading 25. So I'm going to swing a bit wider. Come back around. Too slow now. Oh, kind of close except for the speed. Righto, turning to final, gear down. Okay, 3 greens, fuel's good. Speed's okay. Pretty high. At least we're lining up well, hopefully a bit better than usual. Now try not to flare and balloon. Yeah, about there I usually do it. Boom, we're down, reverse thrust, onto the grass. Fantastic. Yes, I guess that's a demonstration of the rough field landing capabilities. Well, that's how I'll spin it anyway. We're in the Saab Gripen. We're going to try a very, very short takeoff. Afterburner coming in and tow brakes off. Here we go. Beautiful. Gear up. Let's go straight over the top. Awesome. 230 knots there at the top. Throttle right back now. And almost over the spot we took off from. Fantastic aircraft. Right, let's do a circuit and land. So looking for about 600 feet. Fly just past the tip of the island. Reciprocal heading. And 250 odd knots. There's the runway over there. So we're fast. The speed's good now. Heading's not too bad. It's pretty close. Right, let's start a slow turn to final. Drop the gear. Get our head in the HUD. There's the runway. You just see the piano bars. Flaps and trim auto. Gears down, we've got 3 greens. A bit hard to see the runway actually. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Careful. Not very good. Reverse thrust on. Slowing up quickly. Reverse thrust off. Yeah, so I've got to resist the temptation to flare, actually. I end up ballooning every time so far. Not to worry, we'll try it again. Okay, we're in Federal Dependencies of Venezuela, demoing the JAS-39 Gripen to the Venezuelan government. So we'll do some touch and goes. That's the plan. Tow brakes off. Should rotate at 120. Pretty much. Nice and smooth. Tap the brakes.
MiGMan
Gear up.
007, you are not cleared to take off.
Okay, that was not clear. Anyway, we've taken off. Climbing to 600 feet. We want to cross that peninsula at reciprocal of 07, which will be heading 250. Right, and about 250 knots. So let's get those three things in a row if we can. Very slow, too low, and we're about 15 degrees right. Gear is up. Heading's now good. Altitude's good. Speed's got to come up. And let's turn to final. Gear down. Throttle back. And do a nice lazy turn to heading 07. Tap the speed brake. Speed braking. Coming down pretty well. Get ready with the thrust reverses. But I think I'll do a touch and go this time, actually. I'm not lined up the best either. Anyway, here's the touch, and here's the go. Gear up, tapping the brakes. Let's get back to 600 feet, 250 knots. It's about where we want to be. It's a really fun little location for this kind of practice. Okay, speed's a bit low, headings, once again we want to go left a bit, and too slow. Righto, let's drop the gear, turn to final again. Just requires a feather touch on the stick during landing in this. Right, throttle back. Still could have lined up a lot better. Anyway, let's see if we can put it down. Too early. Yeah, still not great. Anyway, let's do it. Let's do it. We're down, yep. Reverse thrust. And stops on a dime. Beautiful. Righto. Hopefully that was impressive enough to get a few sails. We've just had a brief tropical shower in the Federal Dependencies of Venezuela. The runway's drying rather quickly. Just going to do a few touch and goes. So, toe brakes on, throttle up, brake release, full burner, rotate about 120, there we go, takes off pretty much by itself. Tap the brakes,
MiGMan
gear up.
007, you are not cleared to take off.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, sorry. Okay. Guess there'll be a reckoning for that. Righto, so runway 07, I've got it dialed in. I want to fly a reciprocal heading past the headland here at about 600 feet, 250 knots. Come left 10 degrees. Down a couple hundred feet. Right, let's go around, let's put the gear down. Gear is down. Quite a slow turn in this case. To final. Heading 07. It's still quite twitchy on in the landing regime, I find. Okay, just nursing the throttle. The throttle back, get the hand ready on the reverse thrust. Not really lined up well. See how we go. Alpha's good. Speed's a bit low now. Oops. Yeah, we can do it. We'll touch down. Yep, reverse thrust. And we should stop on a dime. Yep. Unbelievable. Now I wonder if she will cancel reverse thrust. Looks like we can still taxi to takeoff, which is quite funny. Let's try again. I can do golf too. We'll see what happens. I can do golf too.
Ground MiGMan 007 request taxi for takeoff departing straight out.
MiGMan 007 taxi to and hold short of runway 07 via taxiway.
Yep.
Contact tower on 122.5 when ready.
Okay, all is forgiven. Apparently. Let's try again. Mike India Golf 1.
Taxi to and hold short runway 07 using taxiway MiGMan 007.
Okay, I will cut the tape and try again. Doing some demo flights for the Venezuelan government of the Saab 39 Gripen, and we're at Gran Roque Airport in the Federal Dependencies of Venezuela, just doing circuits, touch and goes, and I'm working out the best visual references. Kind of getting there. Let's get our head in the HUD. Gonna need a bit more throttle now. It's a pretty short runway though.
Power.
Not a good lineup. But we'll do a touch. We'll do a touch. There's our touch. Let's go. Just in time. Tap the brakes, gear up. And we're climbing out to 600 feet, 250 knots. And heading of 25 past the northeast tip of the island. Speed's a bit slow, altitude's too high, heading's 10 degrees off and nearly there. Right, 600 feet, 250 knots. I want to come around that corner. It's closer. Round we go. Now throttle back. Drop the gear. Head in the HUD. Watch that airspeed. Yep, need to add some. It gets us lined up pretty well for a slow turn to final. Could make it a lot tighter, of course, but this will do for now. See if I can get a better lineup. Runway in sight. There we go, 07. Now I might put it down this time. Get ready on the reverse thrust. Yep. Okay, throttle back. Oops, dive for the deck. Bit ungainly. Reverse thrust. Dial it in, and we should pull up pretty quick. Yep. Nice. Right, at least we got it on the ground. And I'll have a bit of a cup of tea and review the tapes and try again. Beautiful location. Just want to get closer to that fuel pump. And here we go. Nice. Righto. We're in the JAS-39 in the Federal Dependencies of Venezuela. Let's just check we've got the smoke working. Beautiful. And reverse thrust. Fantastic. Righto. Let's do this one. We're taking off opposite to our first heading, so I'm going to do a reciprocal turn over the runway with a probably vertical loop, I think, through the clouds. Righto. Wheel brake off. Throttling up. Toe brakes off. Afterburner. Tap the brakes, gear up, keep pulling up. This thing will go straight over the top. Unbelievable. 200 knots all the way over. Throttle back. Roll out. Yeah, did that under 3,000 feet. Amazing. Okay, now we're on track for waypoint 1, as you can see. Let's crank it up. A little bit overcast, so the colours are going to be a bit subdued. Just checking the flight controls. It feels good. Let's try a roll. Nice. Still on track. So about 100 small islands in this group, this federation. Federal Dependencies, rather, of Venezuela. So we're just flying around this perimeter on this flight, about 55 miles, and then towards the centre, the south, there's a whole bunch of other islands, one particularly long archipelago just over there to explore, which we'll do later on. But plenty of beautiful colours and sights, that's for sure. And here's our first waypoint coming up, Agua Key. Not this one, the next one. Heaps to see. What a spirit lifting place to fly this is. Okay, it's coming up. So we've got this characteristic red earth exposed there, and this beautiful beautiful blue lagoon. Stunning. Righto, down to waypoint 2, and on the way down there's an airport to check out. We can already see it coming up actually. Yep, on that island to the right. See if I can fly along the runway. There it is. Not sure of the heading. It's roughly. There it is. Okay.
Pull up, pull up,
Hi guys.
pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Let's do another loop because yeah, we can. Should be able to do a full loop actually. Let's pop the speed brake. Yeah. Easy peasy. Nice. Right, off down to the south. See guys, back on track. So we can see the landfall just ahead. That's waypoint 2, beginning of a long archipelago that heads back to the east. And what's the time? It's 11:25 a.m. Okay, still quite a few tropical clouds around today. So the colours are not the brightest, but they're still nice. Waypoint 2. Then just follow this long landmass. Let's go to the wing cam. Nice. There's a gap about halfway along, we just passed over it. Now it's going to curve slightly back to the north and we'll be at waypoint 3, which is a large lagoon. Over more sublime colours. And I can see the lagoon now about 1 o'clock. Now I've put the waypoint right in the middle of this because it's quite distinctive. Right about here. Might pop some smoke actually as we go over the top. Why not? And there's our smoke. There's our lagoon. We'll just do one more circle around it. Watch the speed. Keep turning. And we'll head back to base. Cool. Let's can that smoke. That's awesome. Oh, what a visual feast. And bonus, there's no mountains to crash into. Always find that a bonus. See the only high point in the country is where we took off from. You can see it appearing now. Very cool. Let's get permission to land. Channel 2. Channel 1. Just reaching the airport now. Channel 1. Mike India Golf 2.
Tower MiGMan 0071 miles southeast 800 feet to land.
MiGMan 007 Tower. Altimeter 29er, decimal 9er, 2, wind 108 at 1 tree. Make left downwind runway 07.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Fly left traffic runway 07 MiGMan 007.
Alright, we'll do one dry run. There's the
MiGMan
runway.
007, wind 108 at 1 tree. Cleared to land runway 07.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Clear to land runway 07 MiGMan 007.
Could do a touch and go, might as well. Hop speed brake.
Power, 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 power.
Yeah, speed braking, we might not touch, we'll see. I think we'll just touch. Yep, there we go, and go.
MiGMan 007 contact ground on 122.5.
Interesting, it seems to get more twitchy when you put the gear down. I reckon it should do the opposite, in my opinion. It should get a bit more tame. Anyway, I'm sure that will happen. The software is still under development for the fly-by-wire here. Right, so we went 600 feet, 250 knots, and reciprocal to the runway heading, so a little bit, go a bit right, turn left as we pass the headland here. Speed up a bit. That's our reference. There's the runway. Let's start turning. Gear down. Take our time. There's no rush with this turn. Gear is down, 3 greens. Flaps are auto. Yeah, as you can see, yep, it's quite a wide turn. Throttle back. Now I've got my reverse thrust assigned to my throttle, so should be able to coordinate things better. I'll get the speed brake handy too, in case I need it. Throttling right back. Right, won't need the speed brake till we've landed. Yes, it's still a bit twitchy, I reckon. My opinion. Here we go, getting quite slow. Alpha's good though. I'm going to touch down, a bit hard, but okay, reverse thrust. That was a bit shonky. And the air brakes, so we're definitely going to stop quick. And the toe brakes. Definitely stopped quick. Okay. Now I should be able to turn around on this runway in the Gripen. Yep, get below 15 knots and it just turns in its own length practically. Fantastic. He's parking over here somewhere. Yep, this'll do. Beautiful. We're heading to town for a cold beverage, I think. Parking brake on. And come back and do some touch and goes, I think. See if we can convince the Venezuelan government to buy this Gripen.